All right, what up, y'all? So today, I'm gonna go ahead and work on the Ultra Classic a little bit, give it a little bit of attention. Go ahead and get these wheels swapped out. Like I said previously, same style wheel. These have been polished. See if we can get those put on, and then I do know that he wants to remove the baffles. So we'll be stripping this thing down, getting to everything, see if we can pull those out. Good, I'm glad I skipped through that, but it's got the quick release on it. You got to kind of flip a lever on the back side, and all of it will rotate this way. This one just was not going. She's on there pretty snug, so hate having to do that. Got a mallet, kind of tapped it back, and finally released. Pull the rest of the tour pack off. Half-inch socket. Nine 16, get that clamp off. All right, so now that I got the muffler slip-ons off, this is looking down the right side of the bike, inside the pipe, and all of that, you can see down past in there, kind of honeycomb stuff. So we're gonna try to drill out. All right, it's a new day, obviously. I'm back out here on the Ultra Classic. So the exhaust, still working on it. The catalytic converter, I watched a couple different ways of doing it, and I guess the way that I checked first is not the way I want to do it. So I've spent way too much time trying to drill and chop at this thing and try to get it out. So the biggest problem you end up with is right here. So since you can only have this pipe to drill down through, you're only going to cut away at about half of it. I've knocked it all loose and knocked it all back, but the bottom half is still intact. And I really can't get a bit to go in and dive down to break all that loose to pull it back out. You can see everything on the ground. That's what I've been able to beat up. But the next, well, not the next, but I did a little more research and found where they were having to cut the side out of the cap. So went ahead and pulled out a square. Just made me a solid box. So everything you have is pretty much between this line and this line. So we're gonna make a pretty big opening. That way we can get stuff, chisel, pry bar, something down in there. Kind of knock the rest of that out and then drag it out of that hole. And then we'll weld this back up. Maybe put a little heat paint on it just to keep the weld from wanting to rust or anything. But get that done. And then what you have is the chrome cover. Right here, we'll cover all that back up. So you'll never see it again. Like I said, we'll knock everything down, make it flush, but it'll be hidden no matter what. So here we go. There you go. There's all the bull crap that's up in there, and you can see how much I've already worked on knocking some stuff out. But you also see that that was the junk I ended up back there, and I can't have that. All right, got everything cleaned out of the inside of it, all the junk. Look at all that. Got all that pulled out the side. Went ahead and welded it up. She ain't pretty, but having to fill that gap made it not pretty. So get that ground down a little bit. tired. It's a little bit after 9:30. Went ahead and got it ground down a little bit more. Threw a little bit of exhaust paint on it just to keep that little section from rusting. But like I said, the little chrome cover over there goes on it, so you won't even see none of it, but you'll know now that inside that thing is wide open. I think we're gonna wrap this one up for this one. We'll finish putting everything else back together after we get the rear wheel swapped out on it. But like usual, appreciate y'all. See y'all on the next one.